Good morning, traders. Welcome to today's market review. This is Fred Razak at CMTrading. Today is August 15, 2019, and today is Thursday morning. So looking at the major economic events of the day out of United Kingdom this morning. Monthly core retail sales coming out at 10:30 South African time. I don't think this is going to add so much to the grander scheme of things in the GBP. We're going to take a look at that in just a moment. Then later today out of the United States, Philly Fed Manufacturing Index number. This is an important number. It's also an inflationary number related to it, market sentiment as well. So it's like a couple of numbers involved here, and that's going to be coming out at 2:30 South African time. Now, looking at the markets, dollar gets stronger, and that's really on the back of the fact that the Dow Jones breaks down over 800 points yesterday. Okay, the cat is out of the bag. We have some recessionary fears. We do have some concerns that the market is going to make a correction, despite the fact of these easing of these tariffs, okay, which was really a fate of the news yesterday. Okay, you see that the market really just made an about face after that massive rally. So this is really news driven, but this looks like, and it seems like it's more market related and economically related, meaning to say that the stocks are actually breaking down, not just that the market is breaking down. Now looking at the commodities, gold bounces again above 1500 as a result of the Dow Jones breaking down. Oil retraces to support, and this has been the case. Okay, we've been correlated between these three assets over the past 6 months to a year perfectly. Every time the Dow Jones goes up or goes down, okay, gold does the reverse and oil stays consistent with the Dow Jones. Okay, very important to understand that. Now lastly, looking at the stocks, Facebook breaks down the highest. Okay, it was really dead. Okay, 2 days ago when we were trading on Tuesday, we had that massive rally, okay, of over 500 points. Facebook was down, okay, and I mentioned that, and I said, listen, this thing, if it's going to turn around, okay, if the market's going to sell off, it's going to be Facebook is going to be the first one that's going to go. And truth be told, that was the highest percentage yesterday that fell down out of all the FANG stocks. We're going to take a look at that as well. So let's see what we can expect from today's trading. So we're starting here with the Euro USD on a 4-hour chart. You can see we're back on the, I don't want to say lows, but at the back of the lower range between this 1250 and 1142-ish level. We do have support at this 1125-ish level. So if this doesn't, sustain this support level right here, we may see it break down. Okay, I don't think that's going to be the case. I think we're going to sustain this support level at 1125, but just keep it in your radar if it does break down. Okay, there's a possible bounce here. Okay, so it might look like something that you'd like to pick up on the upside. Now looking at the GBP USD, just flat. Okay, not bouncing, not going further down, which I would have expected to as the Dow Jones actually gets weaker versus the GBP, but it's just staying flat. Okay, so with that said, everything has been kind of factored into. It's more the Brexit issue that I think is looming with the GBP than anything else. Now, looking at the Aussie dollar, we bounced a little bit this morning as a result of some employment changes in the market, okay, but still very quiet, okay? That's why I haven't, really been jumping into it over the last couple of days, because we've been consolidating after this massive retracement that we had. Now, lastly, I want to look at the ZAR. Okay, you can see that it's getting weaker versus the dollar. It's still sustaining that. Okay, now, we are at resistant-ish level. Okay, 1537, 1550-ish level is a previous resistance. Okay, we have kind of choppy trading here. There's minor resistance levels all over here. Okay, so as we're looking at it, I think it's getting to that end of that move on the upside. So it may retrace back down to 1495 and use it as support. So just be aware of that as we're looking at the ZAR. Now, looking at the commodities, we're going to first start with the gold. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, it traced to 1500 yesterday. Okay, yesterday exactly at this time it was trading at 1500, just hovering around that area, 1499-ish level. And as the market's selling off, this started going higher. Now I would have expected it to go back to its highs, but it's not. Okay, not to say that it might not go today, it might not go tomorrow. It isn't still in an uptrend. Okay, but how far up that uptrend is still questionable. Remember that we do have, if we look at a monthly chart, we do have resistance at 1550-ish level. Now I've covered this several times and mentioned this in these daily reviews, and so that's really my next spot. Okay, in terms of my resistance level. Now support level, there's minor support level at 1500. That's psychologically a support level. Okay, as we saw that yesterday, just hitting that 1500 and then bouncing off of it. And right now we're at 1521. So, I don't like to chase these things and buy them here, okay, because it could be that the move has been already, exhausted. However, if the Dow Jones does sell and continue to sell off today, this may have still influence to go up. Okay, so just keep that on your radar. Now, what happens to oil when the market sells off? It sells off. Okay, and we saw that exactly yesterday. If we look at a 1 hour chart, you can see that perfectly. We got to the 57.25 and then retraced it back down to 54.92-ish level over the past couple of days, and we are on support level. Okay, so this is a major threshold for the price of oil, okay, as we've seen this, correctional move, okay. It does look like it's setting up possibly an upside down head and shoulders. That's the head. Would be one shoulder. This would be the second shoulder. That's usually a bullish move. So just be aware of that as that actually comes up. I'm not saying that it's going to bounce here, but perhaps it may. Okay, so just keep that in mind as that actually sets up. Now looking at that Dow Jones. All right, so this is a 1 hour chart. Let's do a 4 hour chart. Okay, well, we hit this resistance level yesterday, and I mentioned this in yesterday's review. Might not have been published yesterday because we did have some technical issues. 26,300-ish level was our resistance. Okay, these lines that we set up yesterday, and you could see that I said this yesterday, and I really meant this, is that, if we didn't break up higher than 26,300, despite the fact that we had this massive news event, I said we would fade and we would go lower, and sure enough, that's what happened. And then we broke the 26,206 level, okay, which was our previous support, which we're ranging around, and we broke it, and then it was nosedive. Okay, it was bottoms up from there. 800 points on the Dow Jones, massive play yesterday, really almost a giveaway. Okay, because the market has been retracing, has been correcting itself. We're back on our lows, and it's suffice to say that we may go lower. Okay, we may just consolidate here. I'd like to see some cues here as to what the stocks do, and I think that's going to be what's going to drive the force here. Now, jumping into Facebook, this was really the one. All right, now this is what I was talking about at the beginning of this presentation, is that we had this down day where the market went up yesterday. The Dow Jones went up, okay? This went down, okay? That's called relative weakness. And we saw it break down, and I said, if this is going to break down, if the Dow's gonna go down, this would be the lowest thing that it's gonna go down. And we retraced over 10 points, or close to 10 points yesterday, from this 189 to this 179-ish level. We're back on previous support, if you call that, okay, a minor previous support, a bottom there that we have. But let's look at a 4 hour chart just to give us some perspective of it. Yes, this is a support level at this area, 179. So if we break this today, we could see it back down to the 161-ish area, which brings us back to December of 2018. Okay, that's not even a question if that could happen, because this has really had its run up. Okay, this possibly would be a, if we look at this 6 months from now, this would possibly be a double top, and this would be somewhere, in the 146-ish level. Okay, so with that said, okay, if the markets don't make some sort of a correction for themselves, we will see something, a sell-off or a continued sell-off. Might not happen today, but as we look at all the FANG stocks, okay, there's nothing really to sustain us. Even Microsoft yesterday fell apart. Remember, its high is 141-ish level, and we're trading at 133. Okay, so if the markets don't change, okay, if they don't sustain their growth, then we will see some correctional moves in the market. Go back to the 25,000, 23,000, somewhere within that range. We're going to have to find some sort of bottom before we actually bounce off of it. This is Fred Razak. I want to wish you guys a great trading day. Thank you.